Hi friends, today I want to show you how to warm up when you're sitting in the audience getting ready to sing. You've probably been in the situation, whether you're singing in a choir or maybe you're a soloist, and this is what I have happen a lot of times. I sit in the front row and there's the audience in the auditorium, and then the choir sings, and then the orchestra plays, and then they do a bunch of pieces, and then comes my solo, and then I have to come up and sing. So sometimes it's a half hour at least until I sing. Here's tip number 1. The most important thing is to warm up before. So you want to show up whenever the concert begins. You want to have done a basic warm-up, so your voice doesn't forget. It's like doing a physical warm-up. If you have stretched, if you have warmed up your muscles like an hour or 2 ago even, or 3 hours ago, that is much better than having done nothing. So you want to make sure you have worked your vocal cords, that you went through your entire range, your vocal range, all different intensities. And here's what I do when I sit in the audience, when there's music going on. Sometimes there may not be music going on, and I'll give you some advice. When there is music going on, it's very easy. What you can do is just hum along. Even if you don't know the song, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be loud. The most important thing is to pay attention to proper support and breathing, and then just make compression. You could even do an exercise such as this. So whatever they're singing, you want to make sure you're doing a humming sound on an M or on an N. Anything that is a voiced consonant will work. Because whenever there's a concert going on, when you're humming along, nobody's really going to hear it. So that is my strategy, especially when my solo is coming up soon. Then I just hum along just a little bit. Whenever, especially when there's fortes, whenever something loud is happening, maybe I can even go la, na, na, na. I can even open up just a bit, especially when there's a choir. That's quite easy because human voice, and you're adding a human voice to that hardly recognizable that there's one more human voice. When there's an orchestra, you probably want to come in, if there's brass and the brass is the loudest, it really cuts through. When there's only pizzicati and the strings, it may be a little bit harder. Now here's the strategy when there's actually talking going on. A lot of times there will be clapping, or there will be some part of when someone is speaking a little bit more loudly. And here's the thing. Speaking, actually, think of it as choir singing. Even when someone is speaking. When I'm speaking right now, I'm speaking. And so what I can try to do, listen for some frequencies that they're actually speaking on. When they're saying, "Welcome everyone here," I could go, My voice is sounding, I'm vibrating my vocal cords at the same time that the person who's speaking is actually vocalizing. And that is hardly noticeable by anyone in the audience. I've done this many times. I have had to sit through, I don't know, like there were some awards sometimes, and after about 30 minutes or an hour, it was my turn. Sometimes you're not backstage. Sometimes they place you on the floor. You're literally sitting in the first row watching that entire event. And then it's like, yeah, now the soloist comes up and she's singing a song. And it's like, yeah, I've been sitting here forever now. Not the best thing for a vocalist. I know instrumentalists have the same issues. Of course, when you play any instrument that works with air, you blow into it, so you warm up so that it doesn't lose its tuning, because it does change tuning depending on how warm or cold the material is. And your voice, of course, reacts to either, having been working or resting. So the only thing that's required is that you really have a good warm-up before, and then not let your voice rest for too long. As long as you have, every once in a while, a little bit of vocal cord vibration, your voice isn't gonna get stiff that quickly. So really just go, and if there's any clapping, that is a great moment to go, and then that nobody really hears. I do it all the time because, you know, I don't want to take a chance and just mess up when I get upstage and I'm just all cold. Here's another thing. Depending on the song that you're singing, there's hardly any song that starts at the highest, most intense point. So if you sing in a smart way, you can sing the beginning of your song and treat it as a sort of warm-up. There's a lot of songs that start lower, that start a little bit softer, and then build. By the time you get to the part that is higher and more intense and louder, then your voice, you know, like I said, if you have warmed up before the event started, then now you're at the point at which everything is easily just, you know, pushed along again. So let me know in the comments, what are the hardest situations for you to warm up? I want to try to help you more to get ideas on how can you warm up properly. I know there's a lot of issues on like, how do I even practice singing when I live in an apartment? Now, I have made videos about that. I may make another video about that with suggestions. It's a lot about mindset and just being creative, because there's no substitute for actually singing out loud. It's almost like asking as an athlete, so how can I train to run for a marathon without actually running? And the answer is, well, not really, you can't. You actually have to physically work and to physically run in order to train your body to get better. And it's the same with singing. You have to actually sing out loud and high in order to sing loud and high and to train that. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you also want to take your voice to the next level and you want to find more creative ways to practice and to warm up. If you want a more in-depth technique lessons, you can also go to my website at masteryourvoice.tv. I have a free 5-day belting challenge. I have a free 7 days to perfect support course. And I have a free Facebook group. It's also Master Your Voice. Check it out. I'd love to connect with you there. Have a great day, and until next time, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing.
Makes me feel sad for the rest.